Hey everyone, welcome to Life Reflections. Today I'm sharing a life story that might just hit home for you. If you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment with your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button to join me for more moments that matter. Let's dive in. Ever had a date go so wrong you turned into a human tomato? I heard this wild story about a guy who nearly blew his big chance with Emma, a girl he'd been texting for months. The night before their first date, he got plastered and sent her gibberish texts. Hungover, he popped some random ibuprofen, only to break out in a crazy allergic reaction mid-date, looking like a swollen fruit. Here's the twist. The real surprise came after he bolted from the cafe. Want to know what happened next? This tale's a roller coaster, cringe, and redemption you won't believe. What's the wildest date you've ever had? Buckle up, because I heard a hilarious story that'll make you laugh and cringe. This guy was set to meet Emma, a girl he'd been texting for months, and let's just say, things went hilariously off the rails. I'm a sucker for a good redemption tale, and this one's got heart, humor, and a lesson we can all relate to. Picture this. Our guy's buzzing with excitement for his first date with Emma, someone he met on a dating app. For 3 months, they'd been swapping silly memes at midnight and bonding over her dream to open a cozy little bakery. Emma's got this infectious humor that made him feel like he could be himself, and he couldn't wait to finally meet her at a cute downtown cafe. He'd been daydreaming about this date for weeks, imagining her smile and maybe sneaking a cheesy joke to make her laugh. But the night before, oh boy, he partied a bit too hard with his buddies, sending Emma a string of texts that read like a drunk poet's fever dream. Think cats do disco vibes. Morning hits, and he wakes up with a pounding headache, realizing he's overslept. Emma's been calling, and their 2 p.m. date is creeping closer. He scrambles, chugs some random ibuprofen, and hops a bus, promising himself he'll charm her socks off to make up for it. Here's where it gets wild. Mid-date, those pills betray him. His face turns tomato red, his chest looks like a connect-the-dots game, and he's itching like he hugged a cactus. Emma, bless her, just raises an eyebrow and asks, "You good?" Panicked, he bolts to a pharmacy after just 12 minutes, where the pharmacist cackles, "Kid, you're a walking cartoon." He grabs some antihistamines, laughs at his own chaos, and later texts Emma an apology, joking about his glow-up as a human balloon. Her reply, "A cheeky, you're one of a kind. Stay safe." I love how this guy owned his mess up and found humor in it. It reminds me we've all got our goofy moments. He learned life's about laughing through the chaos and showing up authentically. Haven't we all had a day go sideways like that? Share your funniest date story in the comments. I'm dying to hear. Have you ever had a moment like this where things went hilariously wrong? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to read it. Ever wonder how a single night can turn your dream date into a comedy show? I heard this laugh-out-loud story about a guy who almost fumbled his shot with a girl named Emma, and trust me, it's a wild ride. I'm a big fan of stories where people bounce back from epic mishaps, and this one's packed with humor and heart. Let's dive into the chaos. So, this guy was over the moon about meeting Emma, his dating app match of 3 months. They'd been swapping goofy memes and chatting about her dream to open a quirky bakery, and he was smitten by her chill vibe. He'd been counting down to their first date at a cozy cafe. Picture her laugh and maybe landing a perfect joke. But hold up, here's where it gets good. The night before, he went out with his buddies and, let's just say, had one too many. In his tipsy haze, he fired off texts to Emma that were pure chaos, like cats throwing a disco rave. And are you team French fry? Come morning, he wakes up at noon, head pounding like a drum solo, and sees missed calls from Emma. Their 2 p.m. cafe date is looming. He dials her back, stammering apologies, expecting her to bail. But Emma, she's a gem, chuckling, "We've all been there. I'm headed downtown, still in?" He's floored by her kindness and vows to bring his A game. Now, picture him scrambling to get ready, chugging coffee and promising to make it right. This is where the story takes a turn that had me cackling, and I bet you'll love it too. From a pharmacy sprint to a moment that's straight out of a sitcom, his day spirals into hilarious mayhem. I adore how he finds the funny in his fumble. It's such a reminder that life's messiest moments make the best stories. We've all had days where everything goes sideways, right? This guy's tale shows you can laugh through the chaos and come out wiser. Have you ever had a date, or any day, go hilariously wrong like this? Spill your story in the comments. I'm all ears. Stay tuned, because what happens next at that cafe is pure gold. Have you ever had a moment like this where things went hilariously off the rails? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. What's the most epic way to crash a first date? I heard this gut-busting story about a guy who turned his big moment with Emma into a cartoon-level disaster, and it's too funny not to share. I love a good tale where someone stumbles but finds a humor in it. It's so relatable. Buckle up for a wild ride that'll have you giggling. So, this dude's racing to meet Emma, his dating app crush, at a cozy cafe. They've been texting for months, swapping memes and dreaming about her future bakery, and he's pumped to finally see her smile in person. But after a night of, over-celebrated with his pals, he's a mess. Hungover and late, he's determined to pull it together. Here's where the chaos kicks in, and I promise, it's comedy gold. He jumps in the shower, throws on his best shirt, and pops a couple of mystery ibuprofen to tame his headache. Hopping on the bus, he's hyping himself up until he starts feeling like he's sitting in a toaster. His chest itches like he's wearing a sweater made of ants. Just a hangover, right? He thinks, brushing it off. But by the time he rolls into the cafe, things are not great. Emma's there, looking cute by the window with a book, and she goes, "Whoa, you okay? You're kinda red." He laughs it off, all suave like, "Oh, just rushed over." But his voice sounds like a rusty hinge. Barely 10 minutes into their chat, sipping coffee and trying to play it cool, he feels his lips and eyelids puffing up like balloons. He excuses himself, dashes to the bathroom, and boom! The mirror shows a guy who looks like a tomato cosplaying as a human. I'm cracking up just imagining it. We've all had moments where our plans go haywire, and this guy's story is peak chaos in the best way. What happens next is even wilder, and I can't wait to spill the rest. Ever had a day where you felt like a walking sitcom? Share your funniest flop in the comments. I need a laugh. This tale's got more twists, and trust me, you'll want to hear how he handles this hot mess. Have you ever had a moment like this where everything went hilariously wrong? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Ever had a date where you turned into a walking cartoon? I heard the side-splitting story about a guy who went from charming to chaotic in minutes, and it's comedy gold. I'm a huge fan of tales where people laugh at their own messes. It's so human. Get ready for a wild moment that'll leave you grinning. This guy's at a cafe, trying to wow Emma, his dating app crush of 3 months. They're chatting over coffee, and he's hoping to nail this first date. But thanks to some rogue ibuprofen he took for a hangover, his face is screaming emergency with red splotches galore. Here's where it gets hilariously unhinged, and I'm so here for it. He stumbles back to the table, looking like he lost a fight with a beehive, and mumbles to Emma, I think I'm allergic to something. Gotta grab meds. Emma, total sweetheart, offers a tag-along, but he's too flustered, giving her a sheepish wave before sprinting out after just 12 minutes of small talk. Picture him booking it to the pharmacy, probably looking like a human stop sign. There, the sassy older pharmacist with chunky glasses takes one look and bursts out laughing. "Kid, did you roll through pizza oven?" she teases. He spills about his date gone wrong, and she's cackling, "First date? You're setting world records for chaos." Handing over antihistamines, she tells him to chug them stat. While waiting, he stares out the window, chuckling his own disaster vibes, thinking, "I'm basically a sitcom character now." I love how he owned the absurdity. Who hasn't had a moment where life just yeets you into chaos? It's like the universe decided to prank him, but he rolled with it. We've all got stories like that, where you just gotta laugh and keep going. The best part's still coming, and trust me, you'll want to hear how this wraps up. Ever had a day spiral into pure comedy like this? Share your wildest moment in the comments. I'm dying to swap stories. This guy's tale is a riot, and what happens next is a cherry on top of this crazy Sunday. Have you ever had a moment like this where things went hilariously haywire? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Ever wonder what happens when a date turns you into a human punchline? I heard this hilarious story about a guy who went from epic fail to epic laugh, and it's too good not to share. I'm all about stories that remind us to chuckle at life's curveballs. This one's a gem. Let's wrap up this wild ride with a big grin. So, this dude's first date with Emma, his dating app match, was already a hot mess. Think allergic reaction, making him look like a cartoon tomato mid-coffee chat. After sprinting to a pharmacy and getting roasted by a sassy pharmacist, he's back home, still giggling at his own chaos. Determined to make things right, he grabs his phone and fires off a text to Emma, pouring his heart out with a side of humor. Hey, so sorry I tanked our date. I swear I didn't plan to morph into a veggie. Those pills got me good. You're awesome, and you deserve someone less inflatable. He hits send, half expecting radio silence, figuring he's blown it. But wait, Emma's a rock star. A few hours later, she pings back. OMG, you're the most unique date ever. You okay now? Pro tip. Check your meds next time. Her reply is like a warm hug, and he's beaming, totally relieved. They don't meet up again, but her kind vibe leaves him feeling like he dodged a gloom cloud. I love how he turned a flop into a funny memory. It's such a mood lifter. We've all had those why me moments, right? Laughing it off is the secret sauce. This guy's light bulb moment? Life loves tossing you into goofy situations, but owning it with a smile and a quick my bad is what counts. He's sworn off sketchy pills and wild predate parties, ready for whatever's next. I bet we could all swap tales of tripping over our own feet and still coming out okay. Sound familiar? Stick around, because there's more to unpack about this guy's knack for bouncing back. Have you ever had a day go totally sideways like this? Spill your funniest fumble in the comments. I'm all ears. Have you ever had a moment like this where things went hilariously wrong? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. This guy's wild date with Emma is a laugh-out-loud reminder that life loves throwing curveballs. After a night of too much fun, he sent goofy texts, overslept, and turned tomato red from an allergic reaction mid-date. Yet, his quick pharmacy dash and heartfelt apology to Emma showed heart. Her kind reply proved second chances matter. The takeaway? Laugh at your flops, own your mistakes, and keep going. Next time you fumble, channel this guy. Smile, apologize, and learn. It's a nudge to stay real and resilient, no matter how messy things get. Share your own story below.
Thanks for listening to my story. It's been a heavy one to share. I'm still figuring out what comes next, but having you here means a lot. If you connected with this, please hit that subscribe button for Life Reflections. I'd love to have you along for more real moments like this. Take care, everyone.